bring it back, 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 bring it up, up.
Oh, baby! It's Friday again.
Guess who's coming? Timberland,
It's
aka
Where's
Friday.
my
Who can get
mic?
it crunk like me, Timberland?
away.
Or my nigga Scoop, aka Fat Man. We
How
never
is
see you at the
everybody
party,
doing
but
today?
Say, oh, girl say,
Woo!
I've
been waiting all week to talk about this. Let me get this camera back light up here.
Like it's poking, man. Shake that ass.
Woo! All right. I got a good show for you. For your first time tuning in, I am your host, Arthur Brown, and this is For the Love of Football. Man, I got a jam-packed show. I'm going to try and get done in about 30 minutes. We'll see if we get there. However, let's just hit this show just running. I am hyped. I am excited. First, if this is your first time watching the show, thank you. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the time we're just trying to hit 100 subscribers. We're at 60 right now. So thank you for all who have subscribed to the show. Thank you all for who has followed the social medias. You guys should see them right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot keep on doing this without you guys. So it means a lot. I really appreciate it. But to start off the show, we got a couple of things going on. I'm talking a little bit of Jets drama. I'm talking a little bit of Thursday Night Football, the Lions versus Cowboys this week. Who's in, who's out for the game. I'm also talking about Bo Nix and Sean Payton, a little bit of drama potentially. Obviously, I got to talk about my boy Jayden Daniels. And then I'm going to end the show off by talking about Ashton Jeanty, Boise State running back, and give you my picks for the week. I haven't done them in the past couple weeks, but we're going to bring it back this week. I want you guys, I'm going to put it on my Instagram story probably after the show. What do you want the punishment to be from now on? Obviously, we did a habanero pepper already. I don't know. What do I got to do? What's the next punishment? Next, we're just going to start it off ripping. All right, Robert Saleh has been fired. And there's been some juicy details. Apparently, they've been debunked by owner Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers. First of all, I'm going to actually heat up this light's a little bright. Let's make it a little warmer. Yeah, so there's been rumors going around after Robert Saleh's firing. One, it is true that Robert Saleh was escorted out of out of the Jets facility after he was fired. He was not allowed to speak to the players, speak to the staff after his firing. It seemed like all the players except one were all kind of just put off by it. You heard stuff from Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, all them saying that they love this guy and that he's a great guy. I'm assuming he's a great human being. Robert Saleh seems to be a very good guy, but rumor has it that Aaron Rodgers is the reason that he got fired. Reason being, maybe it doesn't seem like he liked him that much. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is on a really bad train of being a coach killer. He did it with Mike McCarthy. I almost said Mike McDaniels. Mike McCarthy when he was in Green Bay. Obviously, Mike McCarthy is now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. But it seems like that's been somewhat debunked. It seems as if Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and actually seemed to clear up the air. I can't play it because I don't have the rights to show ESPN content. I was going to show you guys a really cool video, but we're just going to continue. And then Woody Johnson also confirmed or reportedly confirmed that the only reason that Aaron Rodgers and him got in contact was for him to really check up on him and get his opinion on the firing of Robert Saleh. In my opinion, if I'm being totally honest, I think I don't think Robert Saleh was a outstanding coach in any. I mean, he's a great defensive coach. He probably should be a defensive coordinator. He ran one of the worst offenses in the league. Does it suck? Yeah, because a lot of these guys have grown attachments to him. I mean, a lot of these guys, it's the first time they're going through a situation of a coach getting fired. That's the thing. It's a business. At the end of the day, the football is a business, and there's not really much else you can do about it. But continuing on, Robert Saleh is in general just a defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive mind, and I'm going to continue to say that. However, what are you going to do? I mean, this guy wasn't great. And I'm sorry, Jets fans. He wasn't a great coach, and he's been on the hot seat for years now, especially once we figured out Zach Wilson really wasn't all that. He seemed to be starting to get on the hot seat. That's my opinion on the situation. I think there's a very slim chance that Aaron Rodgers is the overall reason he got fired. It is weird, however, with Woody Johnson's history, that he hasn't fired a coach mid-season in his entire ownership history, and this being the first. It's there. I can definitely understand where people are getting that type of information from, or that thought process from. I'm just going to read it as is, and I'm going to move on. Second portion of the show. Geno Smith looked like hot garbage last night. He did. I don't know what to tell you. He looked like absolute trash. And here are his stats. He went 50. His completion percentage was 57.7%. He threw for 312 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And you could tell once the game continued to press on that there was genuine frustration from him. He was hitting the iPad against his head. Like I can understand that if you're frustrated, if you're in his situation and throwing 2 picks in the game. If I'm being honest, you know who else really sucked that game? I'm going to continue to say his name. Brandon Ayuk is an absolute freaking bum. I don't think he had even close to 100 yards. And the one good game he's had all year was last week. But, man, ever since he signed this contract, it seems like he just disappeared. Here are his stats against the Seahawks. He had 4 targets, 2 receptions, 37 yards, 0 touchdowns. That is hot freaking garbage. I mean, granted, he was only targeted 4 times, but damn, like that is awful. But we'll look at the week before. We'll kind of give him some props. 8 targets for 8 receptions for 12 targets, 147 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's his best game he's had all season. He seems like he's on a very, what is he averaging right now? Yard wise. Regular season, he's averaging 37 yards a game. That's awful. Like, what? How can you be that bad at your job? Like, where did this guy go? Where did his talent go? And what is going on with the San Francisco 49ers? It seems like ever since CMC got hurt, they just fell off the face of the earth. If I'm being honest, they're not Super Bowl contenders. No one in the NFC West is a Super Bowl contender. I was going to say the Rams, but with how many injuries they have on offense, there's not really much to say about them. However, if I'm being honest, I'll be surprised if any of the teams that I don't even know who's winning the NFC West. Like, that's how much I just don't care about that division. Who's winning it? The 49ers somehow. They're 3-3. Don't be surprised. Here's the kicker. Don't be surprised when the Arizona Cardinals win that division. Don't. Like that. That's how evenly matched the division is. because that's how bad the division is. Granted, the Arizona Cardinals aren't a bad team. I think they're starting to finally get their footing and starting to roll a little bit. But man, the NFC West is atrocious. Next topic of the day. I don't know if anybody has seen any of this, but John Gruden has started a YouTube channel. I know he's had it for a while, but he seems to be more consistently posting on it. Is this guy on some drugs or something? I'm going to share my screen and like genuinely, is this guy on some snow? Like seriously, is John Gruden snorting the snow? Here's the clip. I'm going to shut up for a second.
It has me feeling really nicey. Like watching Jared Goff go 18 for 18, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Got me feeling icy.
I couldn't do that pregame warm-up.
All right. Like, come on. Come on. You see that? And you can't tell me this guy isn't stuffing his nose with something? Who? Like, come on, bro. Like, that is the most energized I've ever seen John Gruden. Like, bro, he is enjoying some recreational drugs. Even if you watch his intro to whatever his YouTube channel is now, he seems like he's on something, like genuinely. And I'm just like, whoa. Like, I don't take drugs. I don't do any of that. I don't do drugs. But damn, get me feeling like how John Gruden. Hold on. I'm gonna replay what I just played because there's a couple new people on the show. Let me hold on history. But dude, John Gruden on snow right now. Like, what has he been doing? Hold on. Let me replay it. Come on. Like, what is this guy on?
It has me feeling really nicey.
Bro,
like watching Jared Goff go 18 for 18, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Got me feeling icy.
I couldn't do that pregame warm-up.
Pregame! Like, come on. Bro. Like, this guy's on something. This guy is on something. I couldn't do that pregame myself. Like, bro. Like, he's literally rocking in a chair like he needs help. Like, actually. Whatever. I mean, let the guy enjoy his life. How old is he? Like 60? How old is John Gruden? 61. Dude, this 61-year-old Trump-looking motherfucker is enjoying his time. More power to the guy. I don't even know if this guy is still married. But John Gruden enjoying some booger sugar. That's the headline of today. All right, next topic of the day, Lions versus Cowboys. It's a revenge game for the Lions. If you don't remember what happened last year, the Lions got kind of shafted. What happened was there was a miscommunication on a eligible receiver. It was claimed by the referee that it was Dan Skipper, even though it was clear as day that Taylor Decker. I almost said Taylor Lewan. Taylor Decker went over there, did a little one of these. That is so if you don't know, when you go up to a ref, granted, I've never played an NFL game in my life. I'm just talking to you because I'm an NFL fan. But if you do a little research, when you go up to a ref and you do one of these, that is the universal signal that you are claiming to be eligible. So when you look back at the game, and let me know if you want me to replay it. I probably won't, just for the sake of time. He goes over there, moves his hands on his chest, claims to be eligible. But what it seemed like, the referee, I don't really remember his name, nor do I care, thought Dan Skipper was the one that did that. Dan Skipper was also shown to be very far away from the ref, kind of running towards him, like the big guy he is. But I'm going to run through some numbers here. There's a lot going on specifically with this game. that I think the Lions are easily going to walk through it. First, it's at AT&T. It's in Dallas, so it's an away game for the Lions. It's the repeat from last year. Here's the thing: the Lions are 2-point favorites in the game. The total amount of points is the average bet is 52.5 total points. That's the over/under right now. Who's out? That's the real question. I think if you really look at who is out for the Cowboys compared to who is out for the Lions, I think the Lions, with seeing who's out for the Cowboys, have a very, very good chance. For the Lions, it's safety Kirby Joseph, guard Christian Mahogany, linebacker Derek Barnes, safety Ifatu Melifonwu, and defensive end Marcus Davenport. Then you scroll down, you look at who the Cowboys have out. I'm going to save the big name for last. All right, you got quarterback Trayvon Diggs, you got linebacker Eric Kendricks, you got linebacker Nick Virgil, and then you got defensive end Marshawn Kneeland. But the big name that I think is really going to swing this game, kind of similar to how last year, week 1 against the Chiefs, was a huge swinger. Linebacker Micah Parsons is listed as out next or tomorrow. It's Friday. Listed out for Sunday's game. Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in the league. And to see that he is out with a struggling Cowboys team, I think that this is just going to swing open and the Lions are going to offensively destroy the Cowboys. I'm worried about the defense, just seeing who's out, specifically Kirby Joseph and Derek Barnes. Derek Barnes will be back. I think he's out for the season. Let me actually fact check you on that. Barnes. Derek Barnes is out for the rest of the season. So a lot of guys are going to really have to step up defensively. But with the fact that Micah Parsons is out, I think the running game is really going to cook. We've seen it against the Seahawks. We've seen it against the Cardinals. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, when they get going in a game, there's nothing stopping them. Genuinely. I'm really interested to see how this plays out because I think the Lions are coming into Dallas with a little bit of anger. And if you have any oppositional takes about this game, if you really think the Cowboys are going to win, please let me know. Like, I'd love to talk about it a little bit more. But here's the thing. If David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs can get this ball rolling, there's nothing that the Cowboys can do to stop them. They don't have a solid defense right now. They don't. They have honestly, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys are probably one of the worst teams in football right now. Hot take. Whoa. With Dak Prescott and how poorly he's been playing. Granted, they have walked away with wins somehow. I don't understand it. They're 3-2. And if I'm looking, they play the Lions this week, the Niners the following, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders, Giants, Bengals. They have some cupcake games. That's very. I think they'll Niners Cowboys. I'm really scared about to even bet on. I think they'll beat the Giants. I think they lose mostly. I think they beat the Giants. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Bengals. But I think the Eagles are a better team than the Cowboys. I think the Falcons and the Commanders are clearly a better team than the Cowboys. I think if we're just talking about future of the season, I think this is the year that the Lions need to run for the Super Bowl. With how bad the Niners have been this year, with how bad the Cowboys and Eagles, really, let's be honest, the only team in the NFC that's really kind of going to give them a run for their money is maybe the Minnesota Vikings. And maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How could I forget about them? Genuinely, that might be the only, those might be the only teams that actually give them a run for their money. All right, next topic. We're 20 minutes in the show. I have 5 topics left. Let's see if I can get this in the 30-minute mark. I'm still kind of rolling, but however, it's whatever. You guys came to watch the show. So, Bo Nix and Sean Payton kind of had a little bark session. Not like dogs, not like literal dogs, sorry. But they were barking back at each other. There was a lot of heated discussion that was going on that sideline. So I'm going to pull up the video of what it looked like from our angle. Where is it? There it is.
Just a moment ago on the sidelines after that near touchdown, Bo Nix heated.
Words of advice from Drew Brees. Sean Payton is going to be very demanding with you. You have to be demanding right back. There's part of that relationship. And let me tell you, you have to have respect. You're going to have these things happen during the course of the game. When you step between the white lines and you're competitive, sometimes you're going to have tempers flare a little bit. But these two will be in lockstep moving forward. I think that's a great example of what Drew Brees was talking about. You will need.
Drew Brees explained that sometimes with Sean Payton being so demanding, you have to be demanding yourself. And that, in my opinion, if Sean Payton and Bo Nix weren't really clicking, Sean Payton would be chewing his ear out. If they were on clearly right in that situation, they were on different pages. However, if Sean Payton was genuinely pissed off about what Bo Nix said, he would be turning around and getting him in that kid's face. Actually, Bo Nix is older than me, so he's not a kid. Getting in the guy's face. He would. But it seems that Bo Nix was very frustrated on a certain play call. Bo Nix was very upset with what he was explaining, and it seemed like he was just trying to point out what Sean needs to do better in play calling for him to be able to perform the way he's supposed to perform. I mean, people going into the season have Bo Nix winning that Rookie of the Year. Granted, your boy didn't. Because I am all-knowing. I know everything about football. I'm just an absolute genie. I have the genie. I will pull up the freaking clip of me saying that Bo Nix was not going to win it. I will. I'll do it. Because I am just that good at knowing this crap. Whoa. I'm gonna pipe down here for a second. Bo Nix doesn't need to develop. Bo Nix has been in college for enough years to where Bo Nix is not the problem with the Denver Broncos. He isn't. He's having missteps, and it's not him. The team just sucks around him. Bo Nix is not the problem in Denver. It's the fact he has zero weapons. Javonte Williams is a nobody. With how many times these analysts are like, oh, watch out for Javonte Williams. He's going to have a big year. I remember 2 years ago in fantasy football when I heard Fields Yates and all those stupid ESPN fantasy motherfuckers saying, oh, look at this guy. Make sure you draft this guy. Then he got injured. Fake fucking news. Don't trust anything about this offense until they genuinely get talent around them. Until they go into this next draft and draft Kyron Lacy or something, and Bo Nix actually has a weapon. Because Courtland Sutton isn't fucking doing it. Oh, God. All right. Next topic. Malik Neighbors attended a Travis Scott concert on Wednesday. Brian Dable's not pleased because Malik Neighbors has a concussion. Is Malik Neighbors just trying to not play for the New York Giants? I wouldn't either if I had to play with Daniel Jones. But even with that, Malik Neighbors is putting up fucking numbers with Daniel Jones. But it's a nothing burger, really. He's just hurting himself in that situation. But granted, if Malik Neighbors can get off IR with his concussion and turn around and fucking ball out, nobody's going to say shit. No one is going to say absolutely anything about this situation. This is a nothing burger. Moving on. Shane Daniels. I'm talking about him again. I'm sorry. This guy might be the best player in football right now. Better than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is like Daniel Jones right now. Jaden Daniels becomes the first rookie quarterback. Number one, first rookie quarterback to throw for 1,000+ yards and also rush for over 250 yards in a season for a rookie. That is bonkers. You can't tell me this guy isn't fucking him. God, everybody was on the Caleb Williams train. Everybody was on the Bo Nix train. And look at me sitting high and mighty in my bedroom saying Jaden Daniels is absolutely going to be fucking him this season. And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you care about nothing but the Tide. I don't give a shit if you still are on a Caleb Williams train. Granted, I just traded away Jaden Daniels. Thank you, Jaden Daniels, for getting me some good fucking receivers. I was struggling. But Jaden Daniels, dude, keep on fucking balling. Cam Newton said this on his podcast. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Just keep going with what you're doing, bro. You are a fucking unit. Second to last topic of the day. Or does anybody else want me to talk about what's going on with Jaden Daniels? Because granted, I said last week I think Davante Adams is going to turn around and join the Commanders. I did. I'm sorry, and I know it. You guys are upset. But remember how many times I've been right on this show. Davante Adams will be a Washington Commander, if not a Pittsburgh Steeler. I don't really even know why a Pittsburgh Steeler. What is the Pittsburgh Steelers salary cap right now? Pittsburgh Steelers salary cap. All right. Let's see. What do they have available in money? They have a lot of dead money. Holy crap. They have $27 million in dead money. Oh, Cameron Sutton got suspended. Damn. Where's this number? Do they just not have... This website sucks. Sorry. Granted. Why does this website suck? The cap space for... They're not going to be able to afford them. The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't... The only team that makes sense for Davante Adams to go to is the Washington Commanders. It is because it's financially right for that situation. It is perfect for Jaden Daniels to turn around and have an elite receiver next to Terry McLaurin. It is perfect with what the situation is in that division. Washington's going to win that division. No ifs, ands, or buts. That division is bad. If they go out and get Davante Adams, the Washington Commanders are Super Bowl contenders. And I will repeat that again. If the Commanders go out and get Davante Adams, they are Super Bowl contenders. They're immediately, in my opinion, better than the Lions. That defense sucks, but that offense would go fucking nuts. Shit, man. Like, you got me going nuts if that's the case. I will be hip, 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 and hooray if Davante goes to the Commanders. And honestly, that's a situation I'd want to go in compared to the Jets and Saints. The Jets don't have a coach. The Saints don't even have Derek Carr in. Like, God, Aaron Rodgers. Why would I want to go on a team with Aaron Rodgers, who's the biggest fucking drama queen out of the entire universe? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Go to the Commanders. Seek that trade. I guarantee you. The Las Vegas Raiders call up Washington right now and are like, hey, hear me out, bud. Second round pick is all you wanted for Davante Adams? Here. It's a second round pick. It's probably a couple other things, but it's a second round pick. Who the fuck cares? These teams need to quit fucking caring about these goddamn picks. Like, look what happened with the Rams when they got rid of, like, when the fuck the picks movement happened with the Rams. Look at them. They won a Super Bowl. God, like, second round picks are in my opinion, probably the most meaningless picks. You know how many, like, when was the last time a good second round pick came out of the NFL draft? Elite NFL players selected in the second round. Here's the thing. Every team, here, we're going to go down this list. Every team's best second round pick via, what's this website? Yardbarker. All right. Arizona, that's so in the past. In the current, Brett Favre wasn't a second round pick for Atlanta. Ray Rice, yes. Okay. But, I mean, I'm looking for current, but D'Amico Ryan's coach of the Houston Tech. Okay. I mean, Drew Brees. All right. That's an exception. I mean, the only difference with Drew Brees being a second round pick is that, like, bro, he was trash on the Chargers. Rob Gronkowski, another great pick. Michael Strahan, another great pick. Brian Dawkins. All right, maybe I should shut up. Maybe I should shut up. All right, maybe I was barking a little much. My bad. We just ran through like 5 Hall of Famers. Like, whoopsie. But let's be honest. If your options is Devontae Adams, a now Hall of Famer that you can genuinely win with now, or waiting for the potential for this second round pick to be a Hall of Famer, I don't know, man. In my opinion, I'm going to get Devontae Adams. All right, we're moving on. I'm running this show a little late. I'm sorry. But second to last topic of the day, I'm going to talk a little college football because Ashton Jeanty will win the Heisman Trophy. If he doesn't, the Heisman, anybody that votes on the Heisman Award is rigging that shit. Because this season, Ashton Jeanty has carried the ball 95 times, 1,031 yards, and 16 touchdowns. He's running that goddamn offense. Woo! Like, come on, bro. 95 carries and 16 touchdowns is fucking nuts. Let's see the percentage of that. Really, I'm gonna pull up a calculator. 16 divided by 95. He scores 16% of the time he has the ball. That number seems low. That's pretty good. I believe. So I'm going to pull up his highlights against Utah State. He had 186 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only 13 carries. I'm going to play this because I know you guys want to see this dude. This dude is a fucking animal. This, like,
Jeanty, his first touch.
She is a modern
And
Derrick.
typical Ashton Jeanty. Look at it go.
Look at that.
You
He
can't
breaks
bring it
everything.
down. Is he? Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
Ashton Jeanty on his
Like,
first
bro.
touch.
He's going
Guy
to be
is
the escort,
so
right?
good.
Put it in motion and watch him if around, and he gets a nice little shield block. It's not a devastating block, but just enough to get number 2 around the outside. And again, didn't have to use the tap-in speed.
Wow.
He's got that ball seated in the proper hand. How many times have you seen them poorly tackle or the run fit's not there? Maybe they don't see an opportunity to exploit that.
Got it. I like that. Oh, look
Oh my
at Jeanty
God.
go. Does he have
Oh,
enough
look at, like,
speed?
come on, bro.
I think he
Like, this guy
does.
isn't going to. You're telling me this guy isn't going to win the Heisman.
He's unbelievable.
The crazy
You
part
said
is I have
ask and you
Jalen
shall
Milroe
receive.
winning.
ISO right off the right side.
This
He
guy's a
makes one guy
fucking
miss in the
stud.
hole and then uses the stutter step to freeze him and just puts him everybody in their back hip and walks away from him. No catching this guy right here. Malik McConaughey was the last dash effort in the
Jeanty already with 2 touchdowns. Bounces to the outside. Jeanty, touchdown.
3 touchdowns.
Jeanty into the secondary, and a shoelace tackle is made.
This dude is a stud, man. I'm sorry, but he's a stud. Like, there's not anything else that I can tell you about this guy. He's winning the Heisman Trophy. What are the odds? What are the odds this guy loses? Trophy odds. Let's see. Because Quinn Ewers was my original pick. We're going to throw it up. Share. And honestly, if anybody picked this guy to win the Heisman Trophy, props to you, man. All right, Ashton Jeanté is the front runner. No surprise about that. Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, and Carson Beck. Rule out Carson Beck. I'm sorry, Carson Beck, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated players in the college football realm. This guy doesn't wow me. Like, he's not going to be an NFL talent player. You know who wows me? Ashton Jeanté. I'm probably saying his last name wrong. I probably am. But who the fuck cares? This guy has 16 touchdowns on the season. Like, come on. Like, let's make this make sense. Last topic of the day, we are going to pick our punishment picks. We haven't necessarily decided what we're going to call this, but if you're watching the show, if you have a team that you want to know before I end the show, game of the week. Game of the week is for sure Washington Commanders versus the Baltimore Ravens. Why? Because it's a face-off against two of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. Jayden Daniels, like I mentioned earlier in the show, is the first rookie quarterback to throw 1,000 plus yards and rush for over 250 yards in a rookie season. Lamar Jackson is a reigning MVP. This is just set up to be one of the best games of the year, in my opinion. I'm excited to see what happens, but man, please tune into this game. If you don't watch any other football this week, watch Commanders versus Ravens. Please. Because Jayden Daniels got that nickname now. I got it. You want to know who I saw give him a nickname? Ryan Clark. Jayden Daniels is the commander. It's like the sheriff with Peyton Manning. I'm just letting you know. This dude is him. All right. Last topic of the day. I'm making my picks. All right, chat. Should I do college and NFL this week, or should I just do NFL or college? That's a real question. All right. If you're watching, just let me know. Because I'm gonna start looking at college. NFL. All right. All right. Here's the thing. I would not pick. No, don't pick any of these games. Please don't. You know what? I got the Colts winning this week. And you all get to make the decision on what my punishment is. If I lose, I don't really want to eat another hot pepper. That shit sucked. But I have the Colts beating the Tennessee Titans. Why? Because I think Joe Flacco's fucking him. No other reason besides that. Is Anthony Richardson back this week? Is he back? It's a game time decision. So he's probably back, but I still would have. I think the Colts are a much better team than the Tennessee Titans by a long shot. All right, peeps. I'm going to end the show off here. I know we had a grand old time, but thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please like, please subscribe, please follow me on Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. I have them all here. So go follow me there. If you want a topic discussed, please DM my Instagram. I'm on there a lot. I'm trying to post a lot more. If you have any topics this upcoming week that you were like, fuck, Parker, you got to talk about this shit, I will. I promise you I will. Because I'm not that kind of guy that doesn't follow his promises. I ate a hot pepper because I made a bad pick. I will. Thank you. Each episode I've gotten more and more of you guys to watch the show and interact with the show, and it means a lot to me. I love doing this. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Granted, this is not going to be the end. I'm not even making money right now doing this. I just am doing this for the love of it. For the love of football. Haha. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Good funny joke. But I genuinely love doing this. It's a way for me to share my passions with you. It's a thing for me to you. So thank you all for watching. And I will see you all next Friday. Go Lions, go Colts, go LSU, and peace out, Girl Scout.